You know, the world is plugging in, and it's happening way faster than almost anyone thought possible. This isn't just some passing trend, it is a massive, fundamental shift in how we get around. And for smart entrepreneurs, this shift has kicked off what you could call a modern-day gold rush. So today, we're going to give you the map to that treasure, the EV charging station business.
So let's just start with a number that's kind of hard to wrap your head around, 40 million. That is how many electric vehicles are already on the road right now all over the world. And guess what? Every single one of them needs a place to charge. The demand is absolutely massive, and it's just getting bigger every single day.
I love this quote because it just perfectly captures the urgency here. Remember when cell phone towers started popping up everywhere? It felt like overnight they became some of the most valuable pieces of real estate you could own. Well, the exact same thing is happening right now with EV chargers, except the whole timeline is squished. It's happening at warp speed. The opportunity to build this essential infrastructure of the future, it's right now.
Okay, so where do you even begin? Well, the first big decision, the most critical one, is picking your business model. The right path for you really depends on how much cash you have, what your goals are, and honestly, how hands-on you want to be.
First up, you've got the owner-operator model. You can think of this as being the captain of your own ship. You buy the gear, you manage all the operations, you're the one setting the prices. Now, it definitely requires the biggest investment, but it also gives you total control and, of course, the highest potential for long-term profit.
Next, we have the host model. This is the perfect set-it-and-forget-it option, really. If you happen to own a prime piece of property, maybe a retail store or an apartment building, you can just rent out the space. A third party comes in, they install the chargers, they manage everything. You just collect a check. It's that simple.
And finally, there's the franchisee path. This is a great balanced approach where you partner up with an established network, someone like Tata Power. They give you the brand recognition, the tech, a proven playbook, which makes it a much lower risk way to jump into the market.
And this comparison here really lays out the basic trade-off, right? As an owner-operator, you've got high costs and total control, which can lead to high profits. As a host, you have little to no cost, but also minimal control, and what you get is a nice supplemental income. So the question is, which path makes sense for you?
All right. Once you've picked your model, it's time to get your tools together. This means you got to understand the hardware that actually powers your business and, just as important, where to put it. Getting this part right is absolutely essential.
So there are pretty much three main types of chargers. Level 1, way too slow for any kind of business use, so just forget about it. Level 2 is perfect for places where cars are going to be parked for a few hours. Think an office building, a hotel. And then you have Level 3, also known as a DC fast charger. This is the big one. This is for high traffic spots where drivers need to get in, get a fast charge, and get out.
And you know, the key to picking the right charger really comes down to this one simple idea, dwell time. Basically, how long do your customers stick around? If you run a movie theater, they're going to be there for a couple of hours, so a level 2 is perfect. But if you own, say, a convenience store right off a highway, they need a level 3 to get a quick, powerful charge and get right back on the road. It's all about matching the tech to the time.
And just like any other real estate venture, it is all about location, location, location. The prime spots are kind of what you'd expect. Busy highways, retail centers, but you should also be looking for what people call charging deserts. You know, places with a ton of EVs but not nearly enough chargers. Or think about dense city neighborhoods where people can't really charge at home. That's where you're going to find the gold.
Okay, so you have the plan, you have the tools. Now for the most important part. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk about how you really make money in this business. And I'll give you a spoiler alert, it is not just about selling electricity.
So listen, this is the crucial point. If you're thinking you're going to get rich just by selling electricity by the kilowatt hour, you're probably going to be disappointed. In today's market, the charging fees by themselves rarely generate huge profits. This is, without a doubt, the single biggest misconception in the entire industry. So where's the real money then? Well, it starts with this number, 50%. Half, a full half, of all EV drivers will deliberately go out of their way to shop at a location just because it has charging. That's not just a nice little park, that's a powerful customer magnet.
This slide here breaks it down perfectly. The direct revenue, the fees, that's one piece of the puzzle. But the indirect revenue, that is the real game changer. Customers who charge at your store or your restaurant stay longer and they spend more money. Your property value goes up. Your brand looks modern. It looks sustainable. That is the real prize. And just look at this breakdown. In a pretty typical retail setup, charging fees might only make up about 20% of the total value you're generating.
The lion's share, a full 50%, comes from the extra cash those drivers are spending inside your store while they wait. All of a sudden, you're not just in the energy business, you're in the customer acquisition business. See the difference?
So we've covered the plan, the tools, and the real money-making strategy. Let's wrap up with the launchpad, the actual practical steps to get your business off the ground. A successful operation really comes down to three main pillars. First, partnerships. You got to team up with businesses that are going to benefit from that extra dwell time. Second, maintenance. I mean, nothing kills a business faster than a broken charger. And third, management. You need a simple, reliable payment system that makes it totally painless for customers to just plug in and pay.
And for anyone who thought that franchise model sounded pretty good, check out how simple it can be. First, you just reach out. Then the partner helps you vet your location, find a really great spot. Next, they handle everything, the full installation, the branding, the works. And then you just turn it on and start earning. It's basically a turnkey solution for jumping into this explosive market.
Look, the EV revolution is here. It's not coming, it's here. And the infrastructure to power it is being built as we speak, creating one of the biggest business opportunities of our generation. The only real question left is, are you ready to plug in?